Hey guys, so I came outside. It feels so nice outside, and then also I have a story time, and I'm best at making story times like outside or away from people because I feel like when I'm doing a story time, I want to give you guys like expressions and be vulnerable, and I feel like I'm too into what people will think of my story, or looking around, or making sure that I'm not showing too much emotion. And I just want to be myself. So I stepped outside because my house is full right now. So I can give you guys a story time. So I first had a story time to give that I went back and forth about. At my new job, I had a disagreement with another officer, and I wanted to make a story time about it. But after deep thought about it, I thought maybe it wasn't such a good idea because you never know who's one moment. You never know like who's watches your content. So I didn't want to put our business out there and then have to work with this person. To make a long story short about that situation, it's it's fixed. It's done. You know, but I just don't know how she would feel about me making a story time about it. So I'm gonna leave that in the past. But the story time I wanted to give you guys is, I know I had talked to you guys before about my hair catching on fire, but I never told you guys that I was homeless before due to a fire. So, okay, I was 14. My stepfather had just recently passed away, and my stepfather, there's many things I could say about this man. I mean, like, we did not have a good relationship. But one thing I can say that's very positive is he was a hard worker. My stepfather had many titles. He was a carpenter, he was an electrician, he was maintenance. I mean, like, he knew what to do with his hands. He was a very talented man, and he put it to good use. With that being said, he had like 6, 7 jobs. He never, like, if we needed plumbing done or electrician type work, he never trusted anyone to do anything in his house. He wanted to do it himself. So when he died, it was like my mom was like, shook, because she wasn't used to doing as much as killing a bug, because my stepfather had it all like on lock. So, one day, like I said, my stepfather just died. Maybe it's been like about 5 months since he's passed. And I wanted to bring my boyfriend home after school. My mom was a trusting woman, and she had a lot going on her plate anyway, so she didn't have time to like babysit me to the full. I was a teenager. I was in ninth grade. And it was like towards the end of the school year, almost 10th grade. She didn't have time to be on me like that. Like, she was going through her own thing. She just lost her husband. Not to mention, she trusts me. I was a pretty good girl. And so I brought him over, and, I'm not perfect. We were making out. That's it, though. Like, nothing more. What I want to say, when I was younger, I led guys on, but I never allowed it to go to the next level. Like, I had never done anything at this point, and yeah, so it wasn't going there. It was just a kiss. That's it. So if you're watching this, mom, it was just a kiss. But anyway, so yeah, so we were kissing, and I had a cat at the moment, and this cat was my baby, like one of my best friends. I had him from when he was a little tiny little kitten, and so he's like kirking out, like he's running up the walls. I don't know if you've ever seen a cat run up the walls. He's like scratching down my legs, and I'm like, what is your deal? Like, what's wrong with you? And then out of nowhere, he jumps on my face. So, like, I goes to chase him. And so he runs in the back room. Our apartment, we had a 2-bedroom apartment, but it was huge. Compared to the apartment I live in right now, that was like double the size. So like to get to the back rooms, you had to go through a long hallway. So I goes to chase him, right? And I'm going to put his butt in the bathroom and close the door because he's tripping. And so when I go to chase him, out of nowhere, I see like huge fire, like flames everywhere. Like I see orange, red. I've never seen this in real life. I've seen it on TV shows. I've never seen this in real life. So I freak out. I go and get buckets of water. My boyfriend, he runs his butt out the daggone door. He's gone. Not to mention the boyfriend I had at the moment, he limped. His limping tail went out the daggone door quicker as lightning and thunder. So he was gone. And I'm sitting there with buckets. Finally, my neighbor, the alarm goes off eventually, and I'm still sitting there with buckets, like filling up buckets in the living room, getting prepared to bring them in the back room. And my neighbor, she knocks on the door real loud, and she's like, "Get out! Just get out! Drop the buckets and just leave." So I leave, and like ambulance come. It's big. It's on the news. Like, it's crazy. Like, everyone has to evacuate. And so when it's all over and done with, like, I get in touch with my mom. She runs down and she's like crying, and she's like, "But I'm glad you're okay." And so, like, when it's all over and done with, like, there's nothing to salvage. It's like a black hole. Like, our unit, our apartment, there's nothing. It's black. It's dusty. Like, there's no pictures to take. There's no money to take. There's no shoes to take. No clothes. There's nothing but the clothes on our back. That's it. And my cat died. Yeah. So, like, we had nothing. And the people who lived up under us, they lost a lot of things too, but they didn't have nothing like we did. People over top of us, they lost a lot of things. They didn't have nothing like we did. So, Red Cross Blue Shield, they well, I don't know if they're called Red Cross Blue Shield or is that insurance company. I'm not sure, but whatever. Red Cross, they found housing for us. Not housing. They put us in a motel for about a week, which big props to them, because like that came in handy. But then after that, we were done. Like, we didn't have nowhere to live. We didn't have nowhere to go. I couldn't go to school because I didn't know where I was going home to. We would stay random places. And this lasts for about a half of a year or close to a year. And people in my school was so unsupportive. I went to Cardoza. And my teachers felt me. They were like, "I don't care. You don't have nowhere to be. You're not here. I can't pass you if you're not here." So yeah, I felt like a lot of classes and courses. Kids in my school, they're so freaking mean. Like, they were like, when I did start to go back to school, they're like, "Oh, didn't you wear that just a couple of days ago?" Like, I didn't have no clothes. Like, what can I do? What can I do? So yeah, it was a terrible time in our lives. Most time we didn't have little minor things like deodorant or toothbrush. I would have to take a towel or something and take the toothpaste and just like wipe my mouth. And yeah, it was tough, but we made it through. Years later, we gained back a lot of that material stuff. But the moral of the story is, what I took from all the situation is that you can't get too attached to material things, because here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, now I don't hold any value to material things. Don't get me wrong. I like to look good. I like to have nice clothes. I like to have nice shoes. I like to have my hair done, stuff like that. But I don't have an attachment to those things. Just as well as I could look the way I look today, I could run out the house tomorrow with like a raggedy shirt. I don't care. Like, I don't like it. It taught me a lot. It also taught me to value life. Make the best out of the time that you have while you're here. And some people say, live like you're not going to live tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying get out here and get drunk, smoke weed, or or have relations with random people. That's not what I mean by make the best of your life, because that's not making the best of your life. Like, I don't know who has the assumption that you should live your life like that because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Like, I don't know who had that assumption. Make the best out of your life. Like, be kind to people. Like live a clean life. Like, when you die, people should have good things to say about you. You know, while you're here, set a good example for your children. Like, do kind acts. You know, like, get a relationship with God. You know, that's the things I'm talking about when I say, like, make the best of your life while you're here. Like, don't have any regrets, you know. And I don't think anyone will ever sit here and tell you, oh, I regret when I was younger I didn't get high. I regret when I was younger I didn't get drunk and passed out. You know, those are not things you're going to regret, but you will regret if you didn't tell someone you love them. You will regret if you didn't get your act together. You will regret if you weren't a part of your children's life while they were younger, you know? So, like, yeah, just make the best out of your life, guys. Like, it was a life-changing experience for me. As I can see, my time is up. So, all right, ladies, gents, whoever, stay strong.